we are discussing about landmark detection. As we have already discussed, Bx, By, Bh, Bw are describing the bounding box information. These two are describing about center of the bounding box, and H and W are describing the height and width of the bounding box with respect to the image. Now, example, you consider an application of face recognition. In this image, we want to recognize who is there in this image. Now, this is describing whether the face is which person, the particular person, celebrity faces or not. And next we want to recognize the eyes, the location of the eyes. For that, here we have considered 4 landmarks. This is landmark 1, and this is landmark 2, and this dot is landmark 3, and this dot is landmark 4. So we are describing 4 landmarks, and we are giving the coordinates. As we already said, we are giving the coordinates. First landmark coordinates as L1x, L1y. Second landmark coordinates L2x, L2y. Like that, we are giving 4 landmark coordinates with 4 landmarks coordinates. So these coordinates are described with the 8 neurons. So in the final layer, when we are describing when we have given image X, in the Y, we are giving, in the first neuron, we are telling whether face is there or not, whether this particular face is belonging to that particular celebrity or not. Yes, if this particular face is belonging to that particular celebrity, then what is the location of the eyes? For that, we are taking another 8 neuron information. Means we are giving the coordinates L1x and L2x, like that, L1x, L1y, and L2x, L2y. Like that, we are describing 8 coordinates information in the Y. So in the first value, we are telling whether face is there or not, and next 1 to 8 value are describing the location location of the eye. So for that, we are using here 4 landmarks. Now, when we want to recognize the emotion of a particular person, example, then we are capturing the example 64 landmarks. These 64 landmarks, you can observe, they are captured through the nose and the mouth, such that the emotion, whether that particular person is smiling or crying, that emotion can be captured. How, whether that particular person is angry. So in the emotional detection, it is very useful to detect these landmarks. Now we use these landmarks, 64 landmarks, those output, we expect the image when we are giving the training sample. X is nothing but image, and Y is nothing but 129 values array, in which we are giving, in the first example, yes, it is a celebrity face, we are giving value 1, and then remaining values L1x, the coordinate, the landmark 1 X coordinate, the landmark 1 Y coordinate, like that, the landmark 64 X coordinate, and the landmark 64 Y coordinate. So these coordinates are helpful to us to detect whether that particular person face is smiling face, or we can detect this in the emotion detection. This will be useful. In real time, you can observe some applications where when we after capture an image with the mobile, there are some apps which they use the crown on the head, or they add some mustache like that. For that effects, we really require this type of landmarks detection, where the face is, where the head is. Detecting of head is important in order to add that crown. And similarly, we want to detect the pose. Example, what is the pose of this particular person? For that, we can take the landmarks here. This is one landmark at the shoulder. This is second landmark, third landmark. Like that, whatever the landmarks we are using, whatever the landmarks we are taking, example, we have considered 32 landmarks. Then those 32 landmarks coordinates, which are 64 coordinates, they will be taken into an array. When we are giving this image as an input, X comma Y is nothing but, in the first value we are telling whether that particular person is there in this image or not. If that particular person is there in this image, we are detecting the pose. and the pose for the coordinates we have used nearly example 64 coordinates, means 32 coordinates with 64 values. We have used this x and y combinedly. We will give as a training sample which is used to train the convolutional neural network. This is how we detect the landmark from the images, and we use those landmarks maybe for the augmented reality as we discussed here, to add the crown, or maybe for the emotion detection, whether that particular person is smiling or not, or particularly to detect the pose of that particular person. These landmarks are very useful to us.